Hi, it's Mike DelSignore, Massachusetts OUI Lawyer. In today's video, I want to talk about what happens if you're charged with OUI and your case is going to be heard in the Natick District Court. First thing you should know is Natick District Court is the same as Framingham District Court. Technically, Framingham has Framingham and Natick, but they're both in the same building. So go to 600 Concord Street, Framingham, Massachusetts. So although it's technically two courts, as a practical matter, the cases are handled pretty much the same way. But so if you have a Natick case, you're going to go to Framingham Court. That court has always been a court that I've practiced in a lot. Really like the judges, the prosecutors there. I've had some great success over the years. So let me talk about what I would recommend you doing. So first thing, you're charged with OUI. I understand you're nervous, you're concerned, you want to know, can you win the case? You can send me the report. You can text it even if you don't even call me. Text me, email it. My cell is 781-686-5924. Send a note that you're going to call. You want me to look at it. But certainly feel free, reach out. I look at reports all the time. People that don't hire me sometimes give you my advice. So I'm happy to share the information that I have with you, regardless of what you do. So I'll go over the report and help you determine whether you should take the case to trial or try to work out a resolution. So here are the three things I usually look for when deciding whether to take a case to trial or take a plea. One, I want to know the driving. Is the driving egregious? Is it minor? And when I look at it, there's a lot of bad driving I can deal with. So to what extent is the driving an issue? Then I consider the rest of the case, the field sobriety test, the observations. How significant are those observations? Is this going to be a case where I'm going to be able to argue that the observations are minor, insignificant, that you substantially perform the field test? So that's basically my favorite argument. I like to argue that you basically passed the test. And again, when you read the report, it's going to say you failed. You're going to probably think that you didn't do well in the test. But most of these reports, when I look at it, I can make a strong pitch that you did a lot right on those field sobriety tests. So don't assume that the field tests are bad. Third, are you polite, cooperative, respectful? Because that's something that when you are, it's going to help me if we're doing a case with a judge or jury. Because basically I want whoever is deciding the case to think you're a great person, and most of my clients are, almost all of them. I really have a great group of people that I help and represent. These are good, hardworking people that sometimes are just in the wrong place at the wrong time, sometimes make a mistake. But in either case, you can be found not guilty and still maybe have made a mistake or still might have been under the influence, because they have the burden of proof, the government that is, to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. So when I can make an argument that I have a hardworking person supporting their family next to me, either through what the officer knows or through you even testifying sometimes, that's a real strong case for me to take to trial. So I have a lot of success with these cases. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm passionate about it. I've gone to seminars, I've taught seminars. I still love learning about this and love being a lawyer, and I watch trials all the time. So I'm still coming up with new things to help my clients win their case. But if I have those things, driving that I can minimize, field tests that I can argue you did well, and usually polite, cooperative behavior, it's a real good case for a trial. Now, sometimes some of those things are missing. It's not the end of the world, but then we need to come up with a different spin, a different theory on it. Sometimes if there's bad facts, let's say you said to the officer you had 7 or 8 drinks, I might need you to testify, say you didn't say that, or put it in context. You know, I had somebody testify once. They told the officer they had 6 beers, but it was over a very long time. They were a big person, they had food. The jury believed it, found not guilty. So if you're charged with OUI in Natick, keep those things in mind. That's what I look for in fighting a case. If you took a breath test, doesn't mean you can't win the case. Win these cases all the time with breathalyzer evidence. Natick police will have video of the booking. Doesn't have sound, but they do have a camera in the booking area, which will show how the breath test was administered. Now, keep in mind that if you took a breathalyzer, your license is only suspended for 30 days, so don't think that it's suspended for the entire length of the case. Probably the number one mistake people make. You know, they let a lot of time go by. You know, they're not driving. Sometimes I get calls from people who call me maybe 2 months after the case, and I tell them, hey, you could have got your license back. So if you took a breathalyzer, know that you can get back on the road while we're gathering the evidence, fighting the case. If you refuse the test, you could possibly get a hardship, but you got to plea to the case. But if you're found not guilty, there's a presumption of reinstatement. Natick is a court where I can potentially get you a trial prior to the 6 months. And we could potentially get a trial within 4 months there. They do move the cases pretty quick. A lot of it's going to depend on which DA has the case and how quickly they get us the evidence from the police department. But certainly, if you're arrested for OUI in Natick, feel free to call me. I really know the ins and outs of that court and can help you make the best decision for your case. Call, text anytime, 781-686-5924. My name's Mike DelSignore. Happy to help you. My passion is helping people charged with OUI cases in Natick and all over Massachusetts.